Netgear has announced the next in their M7 series of mobile hotspots, the Nighthawk 5G M7. Now, we've been expecting the next model to come out in this series for quite a while. The first model was the M7 Pro, released a little over a year ago. But this new model is quite a bit different than what we expected and breaks the pattern that we've seen with the previous hotspot series from Netgear in some new and exciting ways. This is a hotspot you may want to keep on your radar. Details after the break. Hi, I'm Andy with the Mobile Internet Resource Center, and today we're here to talk about the new announcement from Netgear of their new Nighthawk 5G M7 mobile hotspot device. Now, this device is slated to have an MSRP of $499, and while it was announced, it is not coming out until late January 2026, so still a couple of months from the announcement to when it will be available. But the initial details in the press release and also on the technical specs and information we've been told by Netgear show that this is an exciting device that is different from what Netgear has done before and really from what most other mobile hotspot manufacturers have done. So you can see right away that the form factor for the M7 is quite a bit different from the M7 Pro and the M6 series and the M5 series and the previous mobile hotspots in Netgear's lineup. Netgear has been well known for several generations now of having square mobile hotspots with a touchscreen that has some basic functionality and of having cellular antenna ports and an Ethernet port on their mobile hotspot devices. Well, this one is shaped more like kind of a chunky smartphone. It's longer than the M7 Pro, it's narrower than the M7 Pro, and it's slightly thinner than the M7 Pro. And Netgear tells us they went with this form factor because it's more easy to put in somebody's pocket, and it is also better, they say, from an antenna optimization perspective, where they can put the antennas in the best possible location. Now, some of the other differences, and these are not all positives from the previous Netgear mobile hotspots, the M7 Pro and the M6 series, touched on one of those, which is the lack of cellular antenna ports. For a long time, Netgear has included two TS9 antenna ports to allow a 2x2 MIMO external antenna to be used with a hotspot. This one does not have any external antenna ports. Additionally, this one does not have a dedicated Ethernet out port. Instead, what they've decided to do is the USB port, which is used for charging and data, is compatible with USB to Ethernet adapters. And in fact, Netgear will be offering an adapter for sale as an accessory for this new M7 that will provide Ethernet and also have a power port to be able to power the mobile hotspot at the same time. So the loss of the Ethernet port, not quite as big of a deal as you might think, because there still is an Ethernet option, and there's even another option which we'll talk about later at the end of the video, where Netgear is bringing back something that we haven't seen in a decade, so stay tuned for that. Another potential downside with this new hotspot design is that it doesn't have an easily removable battery. Typically with Netgear hotspots, it's got a cover that flips off pretty easily, and then it's got a removable battery, so if you have a battery issue, you can purchase a replacement and put it in. And many of the Netgear hotspots also ran without a battery if you had it plugged into power. So that was a nice benefit, that you didn't have to damage your battery by keeping it plugged in all the time. With the new M7, that is not the case. It is an internal battery. Now, Netgear has told us that this follows the right to repair principle, and that there is a small screw that you can remove the back of the device with, and you can get a replacement battery. So it's not as if The battery is not replaceable at all. It just won't be as quick and easy and simple as it is with the previous Netgear devices. But that is something you may want to consider. Now, Netgear has also said that this does have all of the advanced algorithms and battery saving features, so it manages power that goes to the battery depending on the temperature and the environmental conditions, so that it does do better if it's plugged in long term as far as preserving the life of the battery. Now, another big difference with this new mobile hotspot device is that it is what Netgear calls an app-first device. Now, traditionally with a mobile hotspot device, you get the web address for the device on the back, and then you log into the device itself and you get to the web UI that's on the firmware that's actually on the device. Well, Netgear is wanting to be this as an app-centric device, and the Netgear mobile app is going to, at some point in the coming couple of months, get a major update. And basically everything that you could do with the firmware by logging into a device previously, you'll be able to do on the new Netgear mobile app. So you compare the mobile hotspot with the app on your smartphone and control it from there and do all the settings and features. Now, one of the reasons that Netgear has decided to do this is they want to try to make mobile hotspots more user-friendly for non-techie users, and having a mobile app certainly has the potential to do that. Now, having the mobile app also gives Netgear the chance to add some additional capabilities, and specifically Netgear is now going to be offering cellular data plans via eSIM. So one of the exciting things about this new mobile hotspot is it is considered an eSIM first device. So it will be able to load eSIM plans. Netgear will offer a line of plans. We don't have a lot of details on exactly the price points, but we're told that they'll offer between 1 and 20 gigabytes of data, and this is global data, so you can get plans for North America, Europe, and up to 140 countries, according to Netgear. So it could be a great option for travelers to have that mobile data. But historically, we have seen a lot of global mobile hotspot devices, and the problem with these devices in the past has been that they are often proprietary, where you can only use their specific eSIM plans, and they also offer very low-end hardware, LTE Cat 4, which is 15 years old at this point, where this is a modern device with an X72 modem and very fast speeds, and it isn't limited to Netgear's eSIM marketplace that they'll be offering on their mobile app. They will also be able to load eSIMs from other providers via the mobile app onto the device. So that's great that you have the option for Netgear's eSIMs as well as other compatible eSIMs, and it still retains a physical SIM slot, a 1 nano SIM slot, so you can use this plan with any physical SIM just like you can with a mobile hotspot today. That's particularly important to keep that physical SIM capability, at least for now, because the major carriers in North America, they're not really offering eSIM plans on data-only devices like mobile hotspots. So you still need that physical SIM to stay connected for a lot of plans, at least here in North America. Now, the technology of this device, I mentioned before, it does have the X72 modem from Qualcomm, which is a very fast modem, and it is not as speedy as the X75 that is in the M7 Pro. It's the sort of little brother of the X75, but it does have all the features of that generation, including support for 5G advanced technologies. It does have 3 times carrier aggregation on the download and 2 on the upload. So it will be a very good performing device, and it will be very future proof, especially as the carriers start to deploy 5G advanced technologies on their cell towers. So that is great to see, especially since most mobile routers these days are still in the previous generation of modem with the X62 and X65.
Do you want to help keep this channel afloat? Well, you can do that by joining us over at the Mobile Internet Resource Center and become a member. And if membership is not for you, there's easier ways to support us. Just like, subscribe, comment, and share. Share our content, help get out to more people, and that keeps us floating and bringing more connectivity content to you.
So I've already mentioned that you can use eSIM as well as physical SIM. There's also a sort of limited Wi-Fi as WAN feature that this device can do as well. It's Wi-Fi offloading. Now Netgear on its mobile hotspots has for several years now offered Wi-Fi loading as a feature, but this one is more integrated and easy to use, and it can turn the device into kind of a mini travel router. So you can connect the mobile hotspot to public Wi-Fi, say at a campground or a marina or a hotel, and then it will offload the data that your devices are connected to the mobile hotspot. Instead of using the cellular data, it will offload the data use to the Wi-Fi connection. Now, we don't know what sort of performance hit this is going to come with or what gotchas there may have. We don't know how well it's going to deal with things like captive portals, which can always be a problem with Wi-Fi as WAN devices. And when we do get a unit in for testing, which we have planned hopefully for early January, we're going to test out this capability to see how well it really works. So finally, there's all the ways of how you can connect to this device with your other devices. And it is just like most other hotspots in that respect, so not breaking any new ground here. It does have Wi-Fi 7, so you can connect via Wi-Fi. However, it's a limited type of Wi-Fi 7. It's only dual band, which means it does not support the 6 gigahertz frequencies. And one of the primary reasons for that is that the FCC here in the United States put some restrictions on using the 6 gigahertz frequency outdoors. So a lot of mobile device makers will not include 6 gigahertz on their Wi-Fi 7. And but other than that, it has most of the features of Wi-Fi 7 and should give very good Wi-Fi performance. Netgear says it can support up to 32 different clients, so that should be a plenty for most users' needs. It also has a USB-C port, so you can use USB tethering as you can with any mobile hotspot device. We'll be testing that again when we get a unit in to see how well it works, for example, with mobile routers that have USB tethering capability. And while it doesn't have that dedicated Ethernet port, it does have the USB-C to Ethernet adapter capability, and that is something else we'll be testing. And in a way, it's kind of beneficial to be able to use that for Ethernet instead of having a dedicated port, which could get damaged and compromises some of the weather resistance of the mobile hotspot device. Now, we mentioned before that there is something that Netgear is also doing that's new that they haven't done in over a decade, and that is that they're going to offer a cradle or a dock for their mobile hotspot devices. Now, this is called, at least for now, the Home Cradle, and it's going to be about $120. And what this does is it allows you to dock your Netgear mobile hotspot device, and it is compatible with the entire M6 series as well as the M7 series, at least so far, the M7 Pro and this new device. So you can put the hotspot into the cradle, it keeps it charged and powered, and then it provides additional functionality. It has 2 gigabit Ethernet ports on the back, and Netgear says that you can hook up a switch to one of those Ethernet ports to get even more Ethernet ports. It's a little bit cleverly designed that it has 2 holes in it that allow you to still use the antenna ports for the M6 and M7 Pro model of hotspots that do have those TS9 cellular antenna ports. So it has holes and channels that you can still keep those connected and route them out. And another nice feature is it's got a built-in fan that is designed to cool the mobile hotspot while it's docked. So this is not something Netgear's offered since back in the AirCard days. And it's nice to have something that not only enables an easier and more reliable way to keep a mobile hotspot powered on an ongoing basis, but having the fan there to help keep the device cool and the battery cool and preserved for longer, as well as the additional connectivity options, is really great to see. So that is something we'll hopefully get our hands on and test just how well that works as well. So that's a lot for today, and we're excited about this new mobile hotspot. Again, we will be getting one of these in for testing, hopefully in early January, and we will be putting it through its paces. We'll be testing the performance against the M7 Pro, as well as against the previous generation modems in the M6 series, and we'll be testing some of these new features to see how well they actually work in practice. And with all of our testing details and notes, we do make that exclusive to our members. So if you are interested in membership and really want a deep dive into testing of a new mobile hotspot like this, or any of the other devices and routers that we really get into the weeds with, we encourage you to check out our membership program. A link is in the description below. So that does it for today. We appreciate you watching. Stay connected, and we'll see you next time.
These videos are brought to you by our premium members, or mobile internet aficionados. They make it possible for us to track this news and create these videos. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, subscribe to our channel, or better yet, consider becoming a member yourself.